Good afternoon, I'm Sean Yao, and this is One News Now. China is cautioning the Philippines to resist getting dragged into, quote, troubled waters. This is on the back of U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin's visit to Manila. The Chinese embassy said that Washington's military posturing is escalating regional tensions and undermining stability. Beijing is also accusing Austin of advancing an anti-China political agenda, which contradicts the aspiration of regional countries for peace. China's statement comes just hours after the announcement of Austin and his Filipino counterpart, Defense Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr., that both countries have agreed to expand their security cooperation. This is through adding more locations for EDCA or the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement. Experts are weighing in on the expansion of America's military presence in the Philippines. In an interview with The Big Story, international studies expert Renato De Castro says this move is only an effort to repair security relations with the U.S. and to put forward the country's independent foreign policy. Means
balancing our relationship with China, making sure that this form of independent foreign policy is based on the fact that we engage all the great powers. This is also an effort to repair our security relations with the United States, of course, after the former President Rodrigo Duterte announced in 2016 that we would have to distance ourselves from the United States.
Meantime, security analyst Chester Cabalza is not surprised by the warmer ties with America, saying that the Philippines and the U.S. have a lot in common. He also told the chiefs that Manila is an important ally to Washington in many ways.
They know what we can deliver for them because of our geographic importance. Secondly, the Indo-Pacific would be the future engine of economic activities. It is not surprising that we said yes to the additional EDCA sites because we have the same common interest, we have the same national security threats against China.
Meantime, the Pentagon reports that a suspected Chinese spy balloon has been spotted flying over the United States. This development comes amid tensions between Washington and Beijing over Taiwan and China's military activity in the South China Sea. The U.S. says it has been tracking the balloon since it entered American airspace a few days back. The Pentagon notes that with its current flight path, the balloon could hover over a number of sensitive sites. The Pentagon did not disclose any more details. Senior U.S. officials advised President Joe Biden against shooting down the alleged spy balloon since the debris could pose as a safety threat. Back here in the Philippines, Senator Cheese Escudero is finding a lot of loopholes in the current version of the Maharlika Investment Fund Bill. In an interview with Sa Totoo Lang on 1PH, Escudero said that the MIF measures filed at both chambers of Congress need more fine-tuning. The senator particularly questioned the lack of provision for the return of investments of financial institutions.
Ni isang probisyon, ni isang salita sa batas na pinanukala sa Kamara Mano sa Senado, walang nakalagay kung magkano ba ang balik sa Land Bank o sa DBP. Paano ba naman yun? Pinwersa niyo maglagay ng pera tapos wala man lang balik, wala man lang return on investment, wala man lang garantiya sa return on investment. Hindi naman po yata tama at makatarungan yun.
Escudero added that aside from government-owned banks, there are other possible funding sources for the MIF.
Napakaraming pwedeng pagkunan, kailangan lang ng konting pag-aaral at konting sipag. Tinatapos lang namin, ilalahad namin sa mga susunod na araw dahil bilang patunay ito, Joby, na hindi naman ako tutol sa konsepto ng sovereign fund. Ayusin lang nila, itama lang nila, pag-aralan lang nila ng husto.
Time now to take a quick break. One News will be back with more stories after that. Keep it here. watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The Supreme Court has disbarred attorney Berteni Causing, one of the lawyers for the family of murdered radio broadcaster Percy Lapid. The disbarment is for the violation of the lawyer's oath and the Code of Professional Conduct for legal practitioners. This stems from a complaint filed by DSWD officer Jakia Lau after Causing posted on social media a plunder draft complaint against her back in 2019. Causing admitted posting the draft complaint, which he had yet to file against Lau and others. The High Court rejected Causing's argument of freedom of expression. Authorities in Metro Manila are now gearing up for the implementation of a single ticketing system. MMDA Acting Chairman Romando Artes told the chiefs that LGUs must first adopt the new traffic code. Local government units also need to be digitally interconnected with the Land Transportation Office. Under this new ticketing system, Metro Manila LGUs will implement unified fines and penalties for traffic violations.
Kailangan po namin pumili ng mga ICT equipments para po ma-interconnect itong ating mga LGU sa LTO system para po mapasama sa database ng LTO yung mga huli na gagawin na mga LGUs at ganoon din po para po magkaroon ng payment portal at mabayaran yung mga penalties through digital payment system.
And let's check in on other stories we're watching today. A group of jeepney operators and drivers is seeking to extend the deadline for the PUV modernization program that begins on March 31. FEJADAP explained that they need more time to consolidate into a single entity, which is the first step under the program. One anti-mining group in Sibuyan Island, Romblon, told Radio 5 that many have been injured after the tension between its residents and the police. Residents have been protesting the port that one mining corporation is building in the area. The NEDA board has approved the UP Philippine General Hospital's Cancer Center project. Officials said that the center will be one of the biggest facilities for cancer in Asia once completed. This is the first public-private partnership under the Marcos administration. And Netflix subscribers, listen to this. The streaming service is rolling out password sharing rules soon. Here's what we need to know, courtesy of Bloomberg's Caroline Hyde and Ed Ludlow.
Netflix password sharing. Why are we all freaking out about it? Okay, let's get to the facts, because last year, Netflix told us more than 100 million households currently use memberships of Netflix that don't pay for it. And they wanted to crack down on this password sharing, probably coming into effect in the end of the first quarter. That means by March. Now, why are we all freaking out right here, right now? Well, they've already been trialing ways to curtail password sharing over in Latin America, in 3 key countries, in fact, Peru, Chile, Costa Rica. And they put out a helpful article to tell users in those countries about some of the changes, but they published it in every single region. So that's why we're all worrying about it. So what are we seeing being trialled in those 3 countries? Well, the users are being asked to set a primary location for where they use Netflix on their devices. And then Netflix will track a mixture of IP addresses or device IDs, account activity, to see if anyone outside the household is using that password. And you're going to be incentivized to add members to your own household if you want them to be using it. You've got to pay up. Now, right here in the US, take a deep breath. Nothing is exactly happening at this moment. But what's clear is Netflix is going to have to use all of its storytelling skills to get you and I on board with these changes.
Oh, Ed, the furor, the outrage that was across Instagram, that was across Twitter, as people got this the wrong way round, thought it was being enacted in the US immediately. And what was so ironic, I suppose, is actually Netflix had some strong news coming out on Wednesday. They wanted to talk about Netflix spatial audio, an amount of more devices if you have the premium Netflix subscription. And instead it got drowned out by this.
We thought this would be ads, the story for Netflix, right? Ad-supported tier. But 2023 is about password sharing. And Greg Peters, before he was promoted to co-CEO, that was his project. He was out there trying to crack this problem, whether he does it or not. I mean, this was a really fascinating reaction.
It really was, and I think now we're going to have to hear from Netflix about how this might be enacted, the trials that were going on, and what it's actually going to mean for you and me eventually in the US. Remember back in 2017 they were saying it was all about password sharing. Now it's a very different matter when it comes to numbers.
For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.